Should President Mahama sign the thing?
I don't think President Mahama should sign it, and he should be considerate.
He shouldn't sign the.
He shouldn't sign this bill. I'm saying that if the bill is an exclusion of where developing partners, so-called developing partners, other NGOs, which we know that most of these foreign NGOs are those that are usually inclined, who are LGBTQI inclined. We all know most of them are, that's their law there. So they do accept it. It's their way of life there. They do accept it. If you now give these guys the leeway to now come in and propagate this, then what's the essence of the bill?
So President
because I'm saying that President Mahama shouldn't sign this bill with the exclusion of the previous point of the article clause 9. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, family, we are back again on another solid episode. If you're already here, hit the like button for me, all right? And if you're not a subscriber, try your possible best to subscribe. Take your time. Let's have this conversation. The Ghana Parliament has just passed the LGBTQ bill. They reintroduce and then pass it on 29th May 2026. Now, there's so much controversy about this bill. You know, there's one that was passed during the previous government, the MPP administration, and it looked like the new one, which is being passed right now under the NDC. It seems that the bill is actually being compromised, yes, because of some amendment which they made. The bill that was passed during the MPP time and the NDC was giving so much pressure to the government, Akufo-Addo, that should sign it. And I watched some judge even go on demonstration and all that. You know, we support that. Okay, sign it. The bill this time, if we should go down into it, is coming back to hand some judge, the communication minister. Some of the comment he made previously, he cannot make those same comment on this particular bill. So let's go through the bill for you to understand exactly what this bill is about and what are the things that were removed. But anyway, the bill is passed by Parliament, but it is not yet signed by the president. It is left for the president to sign it. If we are going to, we are not going to rejoice over the reintroducing and passing of this bill, because first time it was passed and then the president delay until his term is over. So this one, until the president signs it before we can say something. Let's look at the key provisions. We have 8 key provisions of this particular bill. Let me list them, and then you see that number 3 and 5 have a serious problem if you compare it to the new one which is passed right now. So number 1 is the criminalization of LGBTQ identification. A person who identifies as LGBTQ or publicly present themselves as such could face criminal penalties under the bill. Number 2, same-sex sexual relation. The bill retains criminal penalties for same-sex sexual activities with imprisonment up to 3 years. Number 3, ban on promotion and advocacy. This is where the first problem is. Individuals, organizations, media platforms, or group that promote, support, sponsored, or advocate for LGBTQ rights may face criminal sanctions. The bill also targets funding and sponsorship of LGBTQ-related activities. Let's hang number 3. We will come back to it. A lot of things were removed here. This number 3 practically is being compromised, and then it is completely empty right here. Now, number 4, restrictions on organizations. LGBTQ organizations and associations will be prohibited, and participation in such group could attract penalties. Number 5, another problem, media and educational restrictions. The bill restricts the teaching, publication, or distribution of materials viewed as promoting LGBTQ activities or identities. I'm going to play a video of some judge when he was in opposition, was reporting on the HIV/AIDS Commission, what they were doing in respect to the promotion of this particular bill, according to some judge. Some judge can no longer make the comment that he made after you watch the video. There's a problem there. Number 6, public display of romantic affection between persons of the same sex may attract penalties. Number 7, gender transition related provisions. The bill contains provision restricting gender reassignment procedures and certain form of gender transition related healthcare. Number 8, protection of family value. The bill places obligation on citizens and institutions to promote proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family value. Now let's look at the controversy. According to the report from the parliament and the debate coming from the parliament, The main controversy between the minority and the majority, they are fighting over the new exemption and amendment added to clause 9 of this version of the bill. This amendment, according to the report here, it provides protection for lawyers giving legal representation or advice to persons accused under the law. Journalists and media houses reporting on LGBTQ related issues as part of their professional work. I don't understand this, because how can journalists report on LGBTQ related issues and in their reports they will be promoting it? Reporting is different from promoting it. Something they are not telling us there, because so if somebody a journalist promotes LGBTQ conversation or LGBTQ plus activity in this country and hide it under the guise that I'm just doing my job, that person goes scot-free. But you will be hunted down if you do the same thing, because you are not a media personnel. So the fairness is you're having a problem with fairness when it comes to criminality here, or our criminal laws. The amendment provides protection for health professionals, including doctors, psychologists, counselors, and medical practitioners providing healthcare services. This actually is one of the things that when you look at the bill here, the amendment which was made, the one that was passed under the MPP administration, number 5, which is the media and educational restrictions, they restrict the distribution of materials viewed as promoting LGBTQ activities. In opposition, Sam George made this particular comment about the HIV/AIDS Commission. Listen.
The likes of Global Fund claim that they are giving support to Ghana AIDS Commission.
Okay.
And what is supposed to be the umbrella reason why they are supporting Ghana AIDS Commission? HIV prevention. Meanwhile, we have evidence of Ghana AIDS Commission officers meeting with pro-LGBTQ groups and giving them lubricants. So if Ghana AIDS Commission is supposed to fight HIV, why are you giving lubricants for men to have anal sex with men? And the excuse that they give, and the excuse that is given is that these are people who already have HIV, and so they want them to not spread it, so they are giving them lubricants. That in itself is an activity that continues to perpetrate anal sex between men.
All right, so this is where the contradiction is. If these people today are distributing this thing again under the guise of professional work, what are we going to do about it? They will, it's the same thing. Nothing will be done about them. So this bill, when somehow anyhow it look watered down, because that is their politics. Let's leave their politics aside. When we look at their politics, under the previous administration, the NDC was giving so much pressure. They even demonstrated. And now they signed the bill and they signed the bill. All these things, they didn't look at it to reconsider it. And these were some of the things that, according to Nanado, the presidency, they will not sign it because certain things need to be amended. And the opposition, then NDC, flame out. When you look at where the protection, okay, the amendment, where the amendment cover, giving protection for lawyers and co. The lawyers, the media personnel, the doctors, these are the main channel of this group we are talking about. These are the places that they influence through to promote their conversation into our society. They use the media, they use the lawyers, they use the health professionals who come and then develop ideology to defend them. So if they are continuing these things, these people, they are immune to criminality. Their channel is completely open. So this bill is completely compromised. If you take this bill and you compare it to Senegal, Burkina Faso, and Uganda and other countries that pass the same bill, you compare it and then try to rate it between Ghana and these countries from 1 to 10, it will be difficult for Ghana to even get 2. I'm telling you, rating. Because trust politicians at your own risk. Some other countries, they make sure that, there's no room to channel this conversation in the first place to begin with. With this one, health professionals can go to our schools and they are just championing or educating our children on health issues and be telling you, as a man, you can be man and woman in the same body, and this type of teaching, they are promoting it, but you can't arrest them because they are doing their job. It is in relation with their work. You provide immunity for them. There's some people who can advocate for these people and go scot-free, and some others who will advocate for it will be jailed. This doesn't make any sense. You people should look at this. If you want to do the thing at once. Now, the majority leader tried to defend the whole thing, and this is what he has to say. Let's listen to that.
I know that my friends in the minority are going to go out there and try to mislead the public. I am told that instead of remaining in the chamber and putting up a fight based on their convictions, they have absconded, left the chamber, and they are outside attempting to mislead Ghanaians in a press conference. Mr. Speaker, what is it all about? The proponents of the bill propose in clause 9 and clause 10 that subject to the Constitution. And the committee decided to elaborate on the rendition of subject to the Constitution and felt that when it comes to the right to counsel and the freedom of lawyers to represent persons accused of offenses under this act, we cannot treat advocacy in that instance as promoting LGBTQ practice. Same way, the committee felt that they should propose to this House that media houses reporting matters relating to LGBTQ should not be accused of the offense of promoting LGBTQ. And academics, researchers, conducting research into matters of LGBTQ, they should be free to publish their reports. The publication of those reports or research findings should not amount to an offense under this act. And lastly, they proposed that when people practicing LGBTQ go to the hospital and they are attended to by doctors, whether it is counseling, treatment, or surgery, we should not accuse those doctors of promoting or supporting LGBTQ. These are the simple provisions of the recommendations that the committee made to this House. Instead of remaining in this chamber for us to discuss it and build a consensus, our colleagues in the minority have left and they are out there misleading Ghanaians that what is being passed today is a watered-down version of the bill that was presented to President Akufo-Addo to assent to. That is far from the fact. The sponsor of the bill, Reverend Dr. Reverend Ntimfojo, Honorable Ntimfojo, he who sponsored the bill allowed the rendition subject to the Constitution. One of the sponsors of the bill, he allowed the rendition subject to the Constitution. So even if this House had not attempted to elaborate on what subject to the Constitution means, I am convinced that any court would have struck down any attempt to convict a doctor providing medical services to any person involved in LGBTQ. I am convinced that any court in this country would have struck down any attempt to prosecute a media house for reporting on a matter relating to LGBTQ. And I am definitely convinced that no court would have tolerated the punishment of a lawyer who attempts to provide legal services in defense of a person practicing LGBTQ. So, in my opinion, perhaps the committee needlessly brought this proposal to us. But I think that it is out of abundance of caution to make things very clear that the committee proposed these amendments. These are the only issues on which the minority is standing to say that the bill has been watered down. This bill is not watered down. This bill does two major things. One, this bill prohibits any practice of LGBTQ in this country. Two, this bill prohibits any advocacy of LGBTQ in this country. This bill prohibits any promotion of LGBTQ in this country. And this bill punishes anybody who engages in any of these 4 things that I have mentioned. This, I believe, is what originally was brought to this house in the last parliament and remains what has been brought to this house. And so I want to urge Ghanaians to accept that nothing has changed.
I disagree when you say that the bill prohibits any, that word, are you people not paying attention to your English? Any advocacy. There are some people who advocate through how do you call it, their research and things. Media houses can, carry out conversation in promoting it. You can't do nothing about it. They are doing their job. You understand? When they make comment promoting it, they are doing their job. When people who are doing their research, and as you mentioned, put their research out there, and that research somehow anyhow favor and promote LGBTQ, you can do nothing about it. They are only putting their research out there. I disagree with the majority leader on this word I use. No. Things are not the same. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Try your possible best to support us by liking the video and subscribing to be part of this awesome family. Don't forget also to put us on notification. All right. See you in the next episode. Respect.